morning, 26th of October 2019. My presentation today is about how to do free registration, and then as free registration subscriber, able to access certain parts of the website, estateagentexam.com. So let me continue. Right, as you can see, this is the landing page for estate agents examination part 1 and part 2, or the URL is as in you can see is estateagentexam.com. Now to click register on the sidebar, you arrive at the page for registration of free subscriber. So username, in this case I would choose to do senior, because I want to create a senior subscriber membership. Senior. An email address, I will have my common use email address. I will have a password. This password is the password that you can remember and then commonly sign in for your other purposes. It's okay because at the end, this is not a bank password, so you do not need to make it so complicated. So after having done the fill up of the spaces for the email address, username, profile name, and also the password and the email address. Email address is very important, so if you remember your email address in future communication, it will be under the email address. So complete sign up. So you will be directed to this site saying that this page saying that check your email to activate your account. You have successfully created your account. To begin using this site, you will need to activate your account via the email we have just sent to your address. So to wait for a while for the email to be generated, to be sent to the email address that is been registered for the purpose. So we usually from here end up is in landing page, just to tour around the landing page again. The landing page is supposed to give you a good understanding of what are the three packages or the three parts. So part 1, part 2, and part 1 and 2. So part 1 and part 2, as it is very clear, those who do this exam has to go through part 1, 6 subjects, and then having passed all the 6 subjects in part 1, move on to part 2, which is the second part. And after completion of part 2 examination, you are able to gain registration as a probationary estate agent. So let us check if the website has sent out the email. So now, as you can see, the website of estateagentexam.com has sent out the activation email to my email address. So now you have received it. Hi senior, thanks for registering. To complete the activation of your account, go to the following link and click on the activation button. So we just need to click this activation button, then you would be able to go back to the activation your account. So activate your account. Please provide a valid activation key. This is the activation key. Just click activate. So when you have done this activation, you will be able to sign in your account is now active. Your account was activated successfully. You can now log in with the username, which is senior, and password, the password that you have generated just now. So now let us click log in. So now log in, if you are in the ordinary landing page, you can log in on the sidebar, or you can log in on the top header WordPress site, which is the WordPress bar on the left corner. So let us use the left corner. So now you go to the left corner, as a login. Now we have senior, and then the password, which I have created just now. Right, so now we are supposed to log in into the website, and you can click again the login just to ascertain that you are already logged in. So if you are already logged in, you come to this page, join us page, and then you can see at the bottom side there is senior. As you can see the name senior here, and then you can log out from here, or you can log out from the top, which is the login logout side menu sidebar. Login logout sidebar. So another way to check your status is to see that there is this activity, and under the activity, only whereby you have signed in, only you can see this activity pull down menu, and then you can click the profile. This profile page would be able to show that you are already signed in as a username, and also your mobile number. So this is the profile for your messages. If let's say you have a question to ask, or you want to ask a question, you can create a message here. So now because it is new, so there is no message. So you can actually compose a message. So let us compose a message. So this means to say you can send to someone who is already a member of this forum. Maybe you can send in to admin. Subject, hi, info. I am new in this forum, and I would like to introduce myself. My name is just Leta. Thank you. Send message. Right, so the message has been sent successfully. So anyway, this is part of the services that it is given as in forum, and also sending messages to friends and groups among this community. Anyway, the navigation for purpose of knowing the website is actually for the accessibility to read some of the areas of parts. So now for your information, if you look at the accessibility of senior, the status of senior accessibility to read, senior is under this category. So senior is able to read from the part 1 subject, all part 1 subjects, past year papers, certain parts of part 2 past year papers, and also on design questions, all the part 1 on design questions, and also for papers like estate agency law, laws relating to property, and estate agency practice. So this subscription membership for senior, in fact, is targeted at part 2 certain papers, those who has passed the part 1 and then now into the part 2 setting, but then they are already senior in the part 2 setting, meaning to say that they have taken some subject in the part 2, but may have issues of passing some of the tougher papers. So seniors here actually is designed more for those who are going back to part 2 subjects like estate agency law, laws relating to properties, and estate agency practice. Of course, a fresh person can choose to join as part 1 and part 2, which is the most complete subscription for the accessibility to all areas of the website. And those who are also looking at part 1 or reseating some of the papers in part 1 may choose to do just register as junior. Junior, as in the case of the name, is someone who is in part 1 and then doing some part papers, or having to retake some of the tough papers in part 1. So what are the tough papers in part 1? Introduction to law, taxation, and marketing. Right, so let us test out the accessibility of this person who is a senior, able to read all the part 1 as well as some of the part 2 questions and answers. So let us check part 1 subject, maybe introduction to law, and for the paper 2015, the law past year paper. So right, you can actually see that his subscription is able to access 2015 introduction to law paper from question 1 to question 8. Right, so let us go in for, let's say, question 7. So this person who is a senior, as you can see in the left, top right hand corner of the WordPress dashboard menu, you actually see that he is senior, and then this person who is logged in also is senior, as you can see in the sidebar, and he is of course able to read the part 1 question and answers. And then in the second part 2, because this is a senior who has intention of repeating some of the subjects like estate agency law, so he is able to read estate agency law, for example 2016, the past year paper. Right, so 2016 estate agency law past year paper, question 1 to question 7. Right, so auction and tender discount for fee, question 6. So you can go in and read the suggested answers. Right, but however, because this subscription membership is only for certain part of part 2, so if in case the person needs to go to read some of the area which is not in the subscription, for example D12 building technology 2, then it will be directed to an area where a person is logged out, as not say logged out, but as in log in log out welcome page, so that the person can understand this senior is able to read most of the part 2 law papers but not able to read building technology 2. So because the person is not in that category to read building technology 2, then the website will be directed to this page. So this log in log out welcome page. So generally a person who is already assigned a certain membership category would be able to read those areas as in highlighted yes under the green color. So of course the best is the part 1 and part 2 subscription membership, which is able to read unlimited amount. Unlimited amount means from beginning until the end, the 12 papers in part 1 and part 2 from 2011 to 2018 and 2019 questions, as well as my own design questions from 1.1 to 2.6. So this is the best outcome of how you can use the website to the fullest with the past year question and suggested answers. Of course, the other area where a person need not have to be a subscriber is like, for example, we take this as to log out. The log out is very simple. Just click the log out button here, or go to the WordPress dashboard on top, pull down, and then log out from the top right hand pull down. So let us log out from the top right hand pull down. So the person is logged out to a thank you page. So this thank you page is able to explain and also give you the picture of SAM on the category of membership. So a person who is not a subscriber of this website, in fact, can have a lot of access to free resources. So one of the key area of free resources is the courses. So among the courses, there is in fact many of the past recorded videos for all the subjects from the D01 to D12, D02 to D12, from here D02 to D12, and a person who is a free subscriber can enroll for the course. So I have prior to this register a free subscriber login. So let us see how it is done. So just to log in, click the login button. The persons I have prior register was freebie. So this is a free subscription for the purpose of demonstration. So the person is freebie. So this freebie is under the category of free subscriber. So only able to access accounting in part 1, and I can demonstrate that here. If a person goes to accounting, past year questions, this person, because he's under free subscription, he is able to read the questions for accounting. Of course, accounting I did not do much of the answers, so it is basically just the questions. The other way of accessing this is going through the pull down menu, which is accounting. In this case, the person can read my own design questions on accounting equation terms defined. So for example, this particular posting is on the accounting equation terms. So you can say that this is a style of how a suggested answer is presented. And if a person who is not a subscriber for part 2, in this case he is a free subscription, so there is no subscription for part 2, for example, valuation paper. If a person click 2015 past year question for valuation, because he is not allowed to access this part, it will be directed to the login, logout welcome page. Right, but anyway, the person is able to access most of the resources here, as in courses. So as a person is a free subscriber, and this is available free of charge, the person can subscribe to the questions, questions in the courses. So let's say if we were to log in for this particular course, you can actually enroll for this course. So now I'm a freebie, I enroll for this particular course. It opens up the potential for me to go through the whole lot of this course. Like in this case, enroll already, you have 9 weeks and 6 days remaining for the course. And then in this particular course, there are 3 lessons. So the 3 lessons: introduction to estate agents examination, why is estate agency practice regulated, and the third one is exceptions to estate agency practice, who are the exceptions. So let us demonstrate this particular lesson, introduction to estate agents examination. It is very highly recommended that all try to access this particular course, basic of estate agents examination, because this is a free course, and it is informative for you to go through what are the necessary essential things about this examination. So you can go through the video presentation on this site, and then try and answer some of the questions that I have designed for this particular course. Of course, there is a passing
video for today. I'm actually doing this presentation slide for the general purpose of getting to know the examination, which is the Board of Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers Estate Agency Licensing Exam, Diploma in Estate Agency. Okay, so this general presentation caters for general knowledge on the whole purpose of estate agent examination in Malaysia. Let me start.
So going to this video and listening to the video, completing listening of the video, and end up completing the course, you can actually skip by going for this button complete. So if a person to complete this button or complete this particular lesson, the person can proceed in fact to the quiz. So introduction to estate agents examination quiz. You have 3 attempts for the quiz, and each attempt consists of 10 questions, and you need to complete the 10 questions in maximum of 10 minutes. And then of course you can complete by pressing start, and then therefore question will be answered, and then by end of the answering of the questions, you can actually know that you are able to complete the initial course. You can also skip and go to complete. So let us just skip and go to complete. Skip. So there will be now skip the first question. Now you go to the second question. So you can skip also the second question. Or you can jump to the last question. Right, so let's say we jump to the last question and we try to complete this particular exam. End up it will be failure lah, because we have not completed anything. So your result is 0. Your grade has failed. So you can redo again for this particular test. In fact, you can redo another 2 times because there is a 3 time maximum redo. So after you completed this particular one, you can go to the next course. So next course is actually why is estate agency practice regulated. So now you can go and answer some of these. Go to the course, listen to the video, and then answer the questions. Let's say we go to the course. Why is estate agency practice regulated? In between, you can always navigate to whichever area that you find comfortable with. So in this case, there is a video, and then of course to skip the video, you can also forward the video faster. To skip, some people do not want to go through the lengthy video. They can also fast forward the video.
The main thing is that he might be doing it just once in a while.
And try to complete the video in the earlier. In fact, without completion of the video, a person can in fact click the question.
He wants to
so like now I'm clicking the question, why is estate agency practice regulated? And then straight away I go to the questions and then complete the questions. Of course, I have not answered any questions, so it will be 0 marks and I failed. You can complete the whole process until you complete, and then it can be recorded as you log in to this particular pull down. So you can actually see your courses and courses login. You go to courses login, you can see your sign in name. You are freebies. You have how many courses you have signed up. Okay. Here you can actually see that you have fail subject, not enroll, finish subject, courses. This is the one that we have registered for the course. Today is 26th of October. Passing grade was 80%. Progress I only done 1/3. So there are still 2/3 I have not gone through. Yeah, so in fact the quiz that we had gone through, some of the quiz we had gone through, in fact we have gone through 2 quiz, both are completed but 0 marks because we did not answer, and then the timing took, it was 1 minute 13 seconds and the other one is 55 seconds. So you actually can see your progress using these courses, under the courses, and then also keep track of your progress in this format. And the person who is senior enough can actually choose to become a teacher. So if a person wants to conduct some courses, the person can actually sign up as a teacher and become an instructor to teach the courses in this format. So in the way I have done about 12 areas or 12 areas of free available resources teaching how to approach the exam by going through the series of examination papers as well as the summaries. So for example, we can take D10, law relating to property. Now we go in as like in usual manner. This is the course, and then you actually can see the overview and the curriculum of the lesson, and the curriculum of the lesson has got D10, which is the lesson laws relating to property. You click on this. If you have not enrolled, it will not be recorded, but you can always go in and have a look. If you want to enroll, then it will keep track of your timing. So without being enrolled for the course, it becomes a blank page. So now let us enroll for the course, because now I am signing in as a freebie. So I enroll for this particular course D10, laws relating to property. So now I can see that I am enrolled for the course, enroll, and then now I can click the course, which is the lesson. In the format of e-learning, this is called a lesson. So under the overview, you actually arrive at the video, and on this video, you in fact play the video and go through the video to answer the questions. So this is the general way of how you organize your courses and how to complete the signing and also sign out of the website. Thank you.